Welcome to Real Estate Riches, where Kathy Byrnes empowers realtors to achieve the success they've always dreamed of. Starting her career at 55, Kathy built a thriving business that offers the freedom of time and financial independence. And now she's sharing her journey to help others do the same. Whether new to the industry or looking to level up, this channel is your hub for proven strategies, inspiring stories, and the tools you need to grow your real estate business. Join Kathy each week to explore global opportunities, successful systems, and expert insights to take your career to the next level. Get comfortable, pick a video, and start learning. Your journey to success starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Kathy Byrnes here with Real Estate Riches, and today I have a unique guest which I'm really excited about. It's Claire Wheatley. Did I pronounce it right?
You did. Thanks,
okay,
Kathy.
Great. And she is with Moving Currency, and we're going to talk to her about her role of how important it is in global investing. So how are you, Claire?
I'm great, thank you, Kathy. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm excited to have you on here. As some people who follow me may know, I have a big push to do global outgoing referrals. As a realtor, I just think that this is an opportunity and it's happening. And we are a global economy now. It just makes sense to do this kind of thing. And I met Claire through LinkedIn, which is where I meet a lot of people. So I just thought, this makes sense because if you do buy over in somewhere, anywhere in the world, the money's different, everything's different. And to have a resource like Claire is going to be important. So that's the little backstory. And let's start talking, Claire. Why is this so important? Or give us your backstory first, and then we'll get into why is it so important.
Okay, lovely. Well, I set up Moving Currency a little while ago to help people transfer funds overseas, because people can find this quite an overwhelming experience. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was explained to them really well and take out sort of the corporate level of a financial services and make it really personal for clients, so that when they're investing overseas, it's just one less thing to worry about and they can tick it off their list as something that they don't need to be concerned about. I actually live in Portugal, so I went through the whole experience myself, and that's where I came up with the idea of Moving Currency and having a more personal approach for currency exchange.
Sounds wonderful. Well, Portugal's a favorite of mine. I'm really promoting it like crazy. Mm-hmm. And so I never thought of that as far as a piece of it, and yet of course it is, because we're dealing in euros, right?
That's right.
And very different. And I'm just thinking, okay, I just send a check and you guys convert it and we're all done. But it sounds a lot more complicated, right?
Yes, it is a little bit more complicated. First of all, it's kind of working out, because you're given a price for a property in euros, so then you have to convert it back to dollars so you know exactly the price of the property, because it can be a little bit confusing at that stage. Mm-hmm. And then it's also picking the right time to transfer your funds, because at the moment the dollar is really strong, so it's a really good time to transfer funds. It's just having someone that's constantly monitoring these exchange rates, and then they give you a call and say, hey, look, the exchange rate's really good today, why don't we transfer your funds? And I was talking to a client just yesterday saying that actually from when you put the offer in on your property to now, you've saved $4,000 on your property. So something like that makes a big difference for your clients, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And do you work with a lot of realtors?
I do, yes. I'm very lucky that I have a lot of realtors that refer clients to me. Do send them a weekly newsletter so they can get in touch with their clients when the rate's good and say, look, I'd make an offer now because the exchange rate's really good, so your property's actually a few $1,000s cheaper now.
Right. Well, I think this is great, especially since I'm building a team of realtors that I want to be aligned with over in Portugal and other countries, but especially Portugal. And I want to be aligned with them, and I want to know that they have resources as well. So if there's something else I need, I want to know about that. Because I think to be a good realtor in today's market, or in any market, you need a team. And the money part was never on my radar, which is ridiculous, because the money's the important piece. And I'm in a B&I network. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I've heard about it. Yes.
Okay. It's really powerful. And if they have one in your area, which they might, I would join it in a nanosecond because for me, it's been an army of salespeople that help me get a business, but also it's been wonderful for me to have those resources because there I got a guy, I got a CPA. Now I'll have a moving currency person, and I'll
Yeah,
have her that can do this all over the world. This makes me
absolutely.
more valuable because I have a team that I can count on, right?
Absolutely. It just adds that extra value for your clients, doesn't it? You can organize absolutely everything for them. They don't need to go and search for these things themselves. So
Right.
it's really powerful. Yeah.
And like some of them that'll be looking for investments, and some of them will be looking for maybe to retire there or move there permanently. Who knows with our crazy economy and what's happening in our world? People are talking about leaving all the time. And so, what's all involved with this? Is there a cost to you personally? I mean, that they pay you a fee to do this? How does it all work?
Okay, well, it's really simple. First thing a client would do is set up an account, which is just online, and they can just fill out their personal details. And then when they need to make a transfer, like for example in Portugal, you might put down a reservation deposit to take your property off the market. If the reservation deposit was €6,000, I would let the client know the amount in dollars that will cost them, and then we'll go ahead and lock in the exchange rate. They will do a transfer to us. So they transfer funds to our US based account. So all they need to worry about is a domestic transfer. There's no international transfer involved at all. We'll convert those funds to the euros and then transfer them on to the lawyer here in Portugal who will take the property off the market. Or a bit later on down the process, if they want funds to go to their own bank account, to the furniture company, to buy a car, we can organise all of that as well.
Ah, oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Now, do you have a fee? You got to make a living. How do you make a living?
Yes, of course. We have a margin on the exchange rate, but our margin is a lot less than a bank or anyone else would charge. So the client is still saving money by using ourselves.
Okay.
There's no transfer fees or charges either. It's only the transfer charge they might get from their bank to transfer the funds to our bank. So,
Yeah,
but that varies.
I don't know if you know who Ann Brightman is with the Brightman Group. Do you know her?
I do, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
wonderful. Well, she did a road show in the States. That's how I met her. Well, I met her on LinkedIn, and then she was in the States. I flew down to meet her. And she had people there that were doing money exchanges. And that's where I learned how expensive it can be if you don't pick the right person for that
Yeah.
exchange rate or that fee to do what you do. And I'm hearing right off the bat that yours is much more favorable. And some of these banks can really be a hefty fee. And if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah, it can be really expensive, and you're not working with experts that deal with international transfers all the time when you go into your bank. So they don't recognize the account details that you're sending your funds to. So it's just having someone that recognizes those details and know that you're sending the funds to a genuine account, and that can all be
Mm-hmm.
checked as well. So it's keeping your
Yes.
funds safe and secure as well.
That's great. And I think it's very important to just, like you said, to surround yourself with a team. What is the typical process? Like if I have a referral right now to her team, as a matter of fact, and it's for an equestrian estate at around 2.5 million. Now he's in Spain. So it isn't necessarily US to Portugal. It could be Spain to Portugal. It could be England to Portugal. Are you able to handle all of that?
Yes, we can. Definitely England to Portugal. If it's Spain to Portugal, then they're dealing euros to euros. So for them,
Okay.
it will just be a European transfer. So generally, there's not any big charges based there. So a bank to
Okay.
bank transfer will be fine. And also, all the bank details will be very similar. So it's
Mm.
really easy for a bank to do that. But yes, where there's a currency conversion involved, then we can deal with it from any country at all.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's a lot of people from Britain, Great Britain, UK, moving over to Portugal as well. Or investing over there. There's people investing like in Dubai. Like I have no idea what
Yeah.
the currency is in Dubai. I would be completely lost. And yet there's a lot of investors, especially in Miami, who want to invest in Dubai. because
Yeah.
of tax reasons, right? And I think that's true as well in Portugal for tax reasons in the States looking at that. And see, this all goes back to us being global partners. It's no longer, realtors have to start thinking bigger. You know, if you really want to survive in this industry, you have to think global. You have to be learning things that you didn't know, so that you can do it and also build a revenue stream. I mean, that's a nice revenue stream for me to have a person in Spain interested in buying in Portugal, and I'm connecting the dots. I'm basically the connector. Like with you, I would be the connector, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
So
Yeah.
I think I'm really glad to have you on here for the agents that are thinking global and starting to pay attention to that. I'm going to have all kinds of people on here regularly who are going to teach us about different things with global marketing. I was just in Miami, and that would have been great for you to come to. I'm with EXP, and so we had a big convention in Miami, and there were 25 different country leaders there for the first time that were all with EXP, and they're the country leaders for EXP. And we were learning how to start thinking globally. And EXP has incentives for agents in the States or other countries to start thinking global, where you can actually earn more money. So, someone like you, Claire, you're an important asset. So, just so you know, they're having a convention in Barcelona in June that you may want to come to, and maybe
I would
even
love
be a
to.
vendor, because
Definitely. I would love to. That would be amazing.
yeah, I can connect you with some people at EXP to talk to, because I think you're an important asset.
Thank you. That would be amazing. Yeah, I'd love to be part of it. I saw some different posts on LinkedIn from different people that had been to the convention in Miami, and it looked amazing.
Well, I got to tell you, now everyone will say you're just biased, Kathy. I'm biased because this is my fifth company. I've been in the business 18 years, and I was always looking to level up. To so the next company would teach me more or be smarter as a business move. This is my business. It's not my hobby. And so I wanted more and more. When EXP fell into my lap, it was accidental. I was just joining a new team because I was shutting down my team, and lots of things were going on in my life. And so I ended up joining what they call a mega team here in the States, a large team. And 2 weeks later, they said they were going to EXP. Well, I'd never heard of them. And I just said, whatever, I trust you guys. Boom, I went over. And then when I did, because I thought I knew everything about all the other firms that there would be, and most being franchises. And I really didn't love the model of a franchise, because I was always paying his franchise fee. And so when EXP came out and it was one company, and because it was one company and we all got stock ownership in it, there was collaboration, which I'd never seen in the industry before. And for me, all these realtors are out here struggling like crazy to figure the game out. It's difficult. And if no one's teaching you, unless you're paying for a coach, and then they're teaching you specific styles, but not even really how to do the business per se. And so, EXP, all the top producers were incentivized to train everyone. If you were a top producer and you got to this level, part of how you got extra stock as a reward was to give back to the agents who needed training. So the only people that are training you are the elite. How great is that? And it's all part of the package. And so
Yeah.
when that happened, I was very excited about that. And the fact that there were no franchisees because it was one company. Well, when initially there was only 2,300 agents, and then it all of a sudden grew to 88,000 now that we've got. There were over 5,000 people at that convention. So the energy is palpable, and the collaboration is on steroids. And then because you had all the international group there, and they were like kids in a candy box. I mean, the at the XPCon, where the event where the international was, we're all hanging out in there, getting to know the country leaders, finding out how we can do business abroad, and making connections. because the luxury market, which you're probably seeing a lot of, is doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is doing really well. It's absolutely booming at the moment. Yeah,
Yes.
it really is.
So to not participate in it in this market, it's crazy. And I know you would have loved it because you would have been exposed to all these excited agents, and especially in the international one. And I'll be happy to introduce you to many of those agent leaders, and so that you're connected, because this is what EXP is all about. We just share. And that helps you. You know me. You'll say, Kathy, I know agents who may want to participate and get involved with, be a part of your partnership there, and maybe do the same thing you're doing. That's what I would be hoping.
Yeah, of course.
And in the meantime, the whole purpose of this channel is to level agents up worldwide so that they can learn how to really do this as a business, not be a hobby, and to be the professionals that survive in this ever-changing world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's evolving so fast, isn't it? And it's great to be a part of that and to keep up with this new massively international trend is amazing.
Yes. There was an agent when I was in Lisbon. She was a Miami EXP agent, and she was doing road shows to Dubai. And the roadshow where she was taking investors from Miami who were interested in Dubai, where she'd talked to the Dubai country leader and said, I want to know developers where investors with lots of money could be able to go and invest in Dubai because of the tax break. And so she worked with that country leader to find out how they could meet with different developers over a certain period of time, stay in these great hotels, have great food, fly, and then they fly all out there. I don't know how the logistics were of who paid for what, but I have a feeling they paid for their own way to be a part of this opportunity. And I don't know that for a fact. But her first sale was $10 million.
Wow.
Yes. So that was worth it. And that's why
Yeah.
I want agents to start thinking bigger, because
Yeah.
that's a Miami U.S. licensed agent selling in Dubai, because she now partners with that by doing referrals out there. And now she's able to get a referral on a she may say, maybe I need to move to Dubai and get my license there, if they even have a license, because a lot of these countries don't have licenses, but you need citizenship, I believe. I don't know the rules about that. All I know is there's money to be made in all these different locations and different ways to do it. And so basically for you, you can do currency to currency and translate it. There's a fee. Yours are cheaper than the banks. You watch the market to see when it's the smartest move. And let me ask you this. Let's say I have an investor. I have one that I referred another agent to, also to Brightman, and they're buying a hotel. It's a $5 million hotel. So now I'm pretty sure that Ann already has someone lined up, but maybe the two of you should meet. She should have another source. And anyway, I'm sure that investor is wondering, how do I do all that? Now, they may have already talked to him and got him on that process, but that's not something that's top of mind, would you say?
Kind of, you show the property, you get an offer, and it really is something, unless you're used to doing it each sale, it's something that you perhaps don't think about at all. And then the client's panicking, like, how do I transfer this money? Is this a genuine bank account? And it just takes away all that anxiety, all that worry, because you know that they're going to be taken care of. And once the deposit's in, you're going to get a call and say, this client's transferred the deposit and everything's moving along.
You just brought up a valid point. Like, how does someone even know who you are? Just because I say I met you on LinkedIn, how do they feel safe about you? What can you tell us that's going to say, hey, I'm the good one?
Yeah, well, we're a UK-based company, so we're regulated in the UK by the FCA. So everything, all our client accounts are safeguarding accounts, and they're never an asset of our company. So you can be reassured that all clients' funds are safe and secured. We bank with Barclays in the UK and Bank of New York Mellon in the US. They're our main banking partners. So we work with big name banks. We're fully regulated, and all client funds are safe and secure.
That's great. Yeah, I thought I should probably talk about that.
Yeah.
So, any other tips that you would have for people in wanting to invest or buy in other countries? Like, should they have thought this through, or they should start talking about the money up front so they even have a feel of the differences in the different currencies, so that they know if they're going to be actually paying more or less than their US dollar? Should they be talking to you ahead of time?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to chat to us before, because then you know exactly what your budget is in
Mm-hmm.
the currency that you're of the country that you're hoping to buy in. So you
Mm-hmm.
can go there with your budget, and you know that's what it is. That helps you find the right property, doesn't it?
Right. And I find a
Yeah.
lot of the luxury clients, they may or may not have a budget, but still, they would probably want that feel, especially if it's a first time. And I know there's a lot of people in the US that want to retire in Portugal just for the beauty and the style of living. And so they don't know about that. I had a friend here locally. She was a realtor here locally, and I think she went over to Portugal about 10 years ago, so she probably got some great prices. And
Yeah.
I don't know where she settled because I didn't pay attention to the towns, but I know she did a lot of research ahead of time so that she could figure out how her money that they had made through the years was going to stretch the balance of their lifetime and yet still give them a sense of quality life over in Portugal. And they love it there.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, it is a fantastic place to live, and we've got some of the best beaches. The
Mhm.
people here are just so friendly, and for me, it really feels like home. So I can understand why people want to move here.
Yeah, because you did too. Well, thanks
Yeah.
so much. Any other little tidbits you want to share with us?
No, I mean, if anyone wants to an update on the exchange rate, or to work out what their budget is, or how much they might need per year to live here comfortably, then I'm happy to chat through anything with anyone to help them get started.
And I know that you've got a booklet that you even sent me that's great. And I think you do a weekly newsletter or something. Do you do that as well?
Yes, I do. Yeah. So if anyone wants to set up that, just get in touch with me and I can add you to the list, and you'll get an update on the currency rates each week.
That's great. And all her contact information will be with this podcast, so you'll be able to reach out to her and connect with her. So feel free to do that. And if you're thinking of buying over there, reach out to me because I'll help connect you with a great realtor. Well, thanks so much, Claire. I really appreciate having you on here.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It's been a real pleasure to speak to you and explain what we do, and also to meet you. And I believe that you're an amazing resource for international realtors and also clients that are looking to buy overseas. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, we'll talk to you later. So if this was something that you like, be sure and subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. Lots of good stuff here. So thanks for joining me on this episode of Real Estate Riches. Wasn't that great? I'm sure you got a nugget or two. I know I did. So if you liked it, please subscribe below, share it with everybody, make some comments. We really find that invaluable. And if you're thinking that you would love to talk about this a little bit more, let's schedule a business strategy call. I'll have the link below. And let's see if we can't mastermind together and see if we can empower each other. That would be great. So until next time, signing off. Hope to see you on the next one.